One captain always knew exactly where his ship would dock next year. The other kept 3 possible routes open at all times. 10 years later, the certain captain was bankrupt. The flexible captain owned a fleet. The difference was not luck. It was how they built their options. This is called the career optionality principle. Your earning capacity is not a single skill. It is a portfolio of directions you can pivot toward. Most people build deep expertise in one narrow path. They become valuable, but fragile. One market shift destroys their value. Strategic people build branching capability. They develop a core skill that opens multiple doors. They never commit so deeply to one path that pivoting becomes impossible. They stay valuable across changing conditions. This is not about being unfocused. It is about understanding that the future is unpredictable. A valuable single skill in a dying industry is worthless. A moderately valuable skill that branches into 4 growing industries is priceless. Same effort, different structure. One builds certainty. The other builds options. When markets shift, certainty breaks. Its options multiply. Let me show you the pattern most people miss. Meet Captain Rodrigo and Captain Chen. Both merchant sailors in 1780. Both 25 years old. Both competent navigators. Both start with small ships trading between Mediterranean ports. Same skills, same opportunities, same starting wealth of 3,000 ducats. Year 1. Rodrigo identifies the most profitable route, Barcelona to Venice, carrying Spanish wool. High margins, consistent demand. He decides to master this route completely. He memorizes every port official's name, learns Venetian dialect, builds relationships with wool merchants in Barcelona, negotiates exclusive contracts. Specialization pays immediately. Year 1 profit, 1,200 ducats. Exceptional. His deep expertise in this single route makes him the best captain for this cargo. Merchants seek him specifically. His rates increase. Chen takes a different approach. He also runs the Barcelona to Venice route that first year. Profit, 800 ducats, less than Rodrigo. But Chen spends his off months differently. He learns basic Arabic from Moroccan sailors, studies North African ports, takes a trip to Amsterdam to understand northern trade. He invests 200 ducats in learning instead of maximizing immediate profit. Rodrigo thinks Chen is unfocused. Wasting time on skills he does not use, Rodrigo is winning. The numbers prove it. Year 3, Rodrigo has optimized his single route perfectly. Runs Barcelona to Venice 8 times annually. Profit per trip increased to 180 ducats. Annual profit, 1,440 ducats. He is the undisputed expert on this route. No one does it better. Chen runs multiple routes. Barcelona to Venice 4 times, Barcelona to Tunis twice, Amsterdam to Venice twice. His profit per trip is lower than Rodrigo's. He averages 120 ducats per trip. Annual profit, 960 ducats. Still behind Rodrigo. But Chen now speaks 3 languages, knows 6 different ports, has relationships in 3 markets. His capability is branched. Rodrigo's is deep but singular. Year 5 brings the first shock. War between Spain and Venice disrupts the wool trade. The route closes for 8 months. Rodrigo cannot operate. His deep expertise in a closed route generates 0 income. He waits for the war to end, uses his savings to survive. Frustrating, unfair. But this is reality for specialists when their single path closes. Chen pivots immediately. The war creates new opportunities in North African trade. He switches to running goods between Tunis and Amsterdam. His previous 2 years learning Arabic and studying North African markets now pay enormous dividends. He is not the best captain on this route, but he is capable. He runs it 6 times that year. Profit, 720 ducats. Not his best year, but he stayed operational when Rodrigo could not. Year 6. The war ends. Rodrigo returns to Barcelona to Venice. But the market changed. 2 other captains filled the void. His exclusive contracts are gone. Competition increased. His profit per trip dropped to 100 ducats. He still runs 8 trips. Annual profit, 800 ducats. He lost ground while the route was closed. Chen continues running North African routes. But he noticed something during the war. Amsterdam merchants need direct access to Mediterranean goods. He sees an opportunity. He positions himself as the bridge. His multilingual ability and multi-port knowledge make him uniquely capable. Annual profit, 1,100 ducats. Chen passes Rodrigo for the first time. Year 8. The second shock arrives. Venetian trade regulations change. New tariffs on wool imports. The Barcelona to Venice wool route becomes marginally profitable. Rodrigo's entire business model collapses. He earned 1,440 ducats annually from this route at peak. Now it generates 320 ducats annually. Catastrophic. Rodrigo faces a choice. Continue running the dying route or pivot to something new. But pivoting is nearly impossible. He spent 8 years becoming the Barcelona to Venice wool specialist. He knows nothing else. He speaks only Spanish and Italian. He knows only 2 ports intimately. Rebuilding expertise in a new route will take years. He is 33 years old, starting over. Chen barely notices the Venetian regulation change. That route was only 25% of his business. He shifts those runs to other routes. His branched capability means one closed door leaves 3 others open. Annual profit, 1,300 ducats, growing steadily. Year 10 crystallizes the divergence. Rodrigo abandoned his original route. He now runs generic cargo between random ports. His deep expertise is worthless. He competes as a generic captain. Rates are low, profit is thin. Annual profit, 450 ducats. He went from the best specialist to an average generalist. Painful decline. Chen now owns 3 ships. Captains 1. Employs 2 other captains he trained in his branching method. Ships run 8 different routes across 4 regions. His multilingual multi-port expertise allows him to identify opportunities others miss. Annual profit across 3 ships, 3,800 ducats. He built a fleet, while Rodrigo lost his singular advantage. Here is the mechanism. Narrow specialization creates short-term maximum value in stable conditions. Become the best at one thing. Rates increase. Profit maximizes. Now, this works until conditions change. Then your singular expertise becomes a liability. Branched capability creates moderate value across multiple options. You are good at several things, not the best at any single thing. This seems suboptimal in stable conditions. But when conditions change, you have multiple paths available. 1 door closes, 3 remain open. Your options increase your resilience. Most people choose Rodrigo's path. Find the best opportunity today. Become the expert. Maximize current income. This feels rational. You are winning now. But you are building fragility. Your value is entirely dependent on one market condition persisting forever. Check your own career structure. How many different industries could hire you tomorrow? If the answer is 1, you built Rodrigo's ship. If your current role disappeared, how many months would it take you to pivot to equivalent income? If the answer is more than 6 months, you have no optionality. People think specialization is how you become valuable. Partially true. Specialization makes you valuable in one context. Branched capability makes you valuable across multiple contexts. When that one context disappears, so does your value. Branched value persists. The trap is optimizing for current market conditions. You see what pays most today. You become excellent at it. You ignore adjacent skills because they pay less right now. Then the market shifts. Your optimization becomes obsolete overnight. Strategic career building means maintaining 3 options at all times. You have a primary income source. You also have 2 dormant but viable paths you could activate within 90 days. You invest 10% to 20% of your time, keeping those options alive even though they generate no immediate income. First, identify your current specialization. What skill or role defines your income right now? Write it down. This is your primary ship. Second, ask the fragility question. If this skill became obsolete tomorrow, what would you do? If the answer is panic or start over, you are Rodrigo. You've built singular expertise with no optionality. Third, identify 2 adjacent capabilities you could develop. Adjacent means they share some foundation with your current skill, but branch into different markets. A software engineer might branch into technical writing and product management. Same foundation, different markets. A graphic designer might branch into UI, UX, and art direction. Same foundation, different applications. Fourth, invest 10% of your work time developing these branches. not 50%, not 0, 10%. 2 hours per week if you work 20 hours weekly. 4 hours per week if you work 40. This feels like waste when your primary skill is paying well. It is insurance against your primary skill becoming worthless. Fifth, test each branch annually. Take a small project in that adjacent field. Charge money, even if low rates. This keeps the option live. An untested skill is not an option. It is a theory. You need proof you can generate income from it before the market forces you to. Month 1 feels inefficient. You are taking time from your high-paying primary skill to develop lower-paying branches. Your current income may dip slightly. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. Year 1, your branches are weak. They generate maybe 5% to 10% of your income. Your primary skill still dominates, but you have 2 viable backup options now. Year 3, your branches strengthen. Maybe they generate 15% to 20% of income. More importantly, you have proof of value in 3 markets instead of 1. When employers or clients evaluate you, they see multi-market capability. Year 5. When market conditions shift, you pivot in 30 days instead of 30 months. 1 door closes. You walk through an adjacent door you kept open. Your income dips temporarily but recovers fast. Rodrigo's income collapses permanently. Year 10, you realize the branches were not backup plans. They were force multipliers. Your multi-market capability lets you see opportunities invisible to specialists. You build businesses or advance careers in ways single-path experts cannot. This is not about being mediocre at many things. This is about being excellent at one thing while maintaining competent optionality in 2 adjacent things. The foundation stays strong. The branches stay live. 2 captains. Same start. 1 optimized for current conditions. 1 maintained future options. When conditions changed, optimization broke. Options multiplied. Next 90 days. Identify your 2 adjacent branches. Spend 4 hours monthly developing each one. Do not wait until your primary path closes. By then it is too late. Start Monday. Build options.